Do you think that the people out back that worked for the bake shop were all in on this as well? Do you think any of them had any idea that what was going to happen?
Yeah, because I feel that a lot of people knew what was going to happen because there was a lot of people who had their hand in, and then 007 said she saw two cars, and then Kiosha said she saw the white car, which was the Mustang, and she saw the Mercedes, and she saw the black BM, like the black Bentley truck sitting across the street. But they said that wasn't even Moneybagg Yo girl car. They said that was somebody else's car who was there, like, who came with Dolph. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. So do they know how long that car was there?
I really feel that they think that car was there, like, from what everybody's saying, man, about 2 hours before.
Yeah. Do you think that they're gonna share a lot of the footage from, I know at the airport when he by chance was on the same flight as
Big Moochie Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they gonna really like retrieve the footage from the airport, because you have to understand the way that the cameras is in the wall, they point down, so when you walk in, it's gonna catch you, and then they got facial recognition going on to where they know if something happened in the hood, they can basically like add it up to what's on the facial recognition. They got that going on now.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, when the ticket was sold, or, that might come into play because, was it last minute or was it planned out ahead?
To be honest with you, Big Moochie Gray, he was on one flight with Dolph, and then he got off that flight, went to the other flight, because he told Dolph he was going back to Memphis, but he really was on the other private jet following Dolph, so.
Now did they have the music shoot on Monday or two?
They didn't, to be honest with you, from what Key Block told me, and then his cousin was there, he was the main one who said that they never had no video shoot. He said the only thing they did was a turkey drive, and they was supposed to do that with Dolph.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that him helping the community ended up, backfiring in this way?
Yeah, I really feel that it backfired because the people around them, they realized they was working with the ops.
Mm-hmm.
They was working with the other people who realized they didn't want Dolph to really like get to that next level, because Dolph, he was going to bab the whole Memphis, and Yo Gotti didn't like that, because Yo Gotti wanted to bab at least half of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel that everybody that played a role in this, like Family Dollar's right on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody from Family Dollar spoke out, only the people like 007 and who was there to see everything went on. And then as you can see, 007, she walked from the side, she ducked, but then she let her head back up. When she let her head back up, they saw her. Once they saw her, she instantly went up in the, got up out the car and went up in the store, because she didn't want them to run up on the car. So they said that the way that they caught him, they caught this man at Roof Chris the night before. They told them, man, Big Moochie Gray following you. Then next thing you know, Dolph looking like, man, no wonder why Big Moochie Gray ain't been answering his phone. So this goes to show, like, it's something like that we all can really pay attention to and really look at and take heed to, because it's a big situation going on. And we know for a fact that it's people sitting back looking at this like, why would they even cross Dolph like that? You feel me? Why would they even tell like his location of being there? They wanted to inform him that his artist was after him while he was at with Chris. So that's why he was looking over his shoulder like this, and then he turned his head this way, and then he was getting in the car like this. The reason he did that is because he saw that car ride past while he was at Marathon.
Yeah. Do you think that Yo Gotti saw young Dolph as not necessarily a threat, but a threat in the game? coming up, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they, they did what they sent them up.
Yeah, I really feel that everybody who played a role in it's people watching every time you step out the house. People watching wherever you go. So it's like Gotti had his hands in a lot of people's pockets. You feel me? To where he can just give them a couple thousand now. You feel me? They said Straight Drop was only paid $7,000.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. And when you really pay attention to it, it's something that we all can really look at and take notes on, because don't nobody want that happening like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So who's to say that they, they wrong for what they did? No, some people feel that they're not wrong, but it's R&B flipper, And when you really pay attention to it, when you really pay attention to it, when you really pay attention. Flipper was the one that got the two Makitas, you feel me? He got one downtown and he got one right there on Airways.
Right. It was said that he owns multiple, upwards of hundreds of properties, right? Residential and business. Do you think that all of those properties are going to be divided up or sold, or how do you think that the deeds will?
It's rumors going around in the hood that Mia J, she took 50 of the properties and sold it so that she can be able to get the estate. She wanted the estate so that she could take care of, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like everybody that's in her circle, because she's still part owner of PRE.
Right. Now, his properties though, if he had the life insurance policy through the record company, would they be getting any of that?
No, I feel that the record company don't get none of that. I feel that the record company literally like they give it to the family.
The family.
Yeah. Next.
The date for the album's release has yet to be announced. Gotti and Dolph were raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and became competitors once Dolph rose on the southern hip-hop scene. Young Dolph and Yo Gotti were said to have had beef with each other for a long while before the tension ended. It's unclear why the two began feuding, but tensions continued to mount in subtle ways. Dolph named his debut album King of Memphis, a title that fellow Memphis rapper Yo Gotti had repeatedly referred to himself as. On February 11, 2016, Dolph alleged that Gotti wasn't a fan of his growing success, taking to Twitter to post, "Bra went from being my #1 fan and wanting to sign me to being my biggest hater." In 2017, Gotti's CMG artist Blac Youngsta took to Instagram to record an expletive-filled video claiming that he was going to smack the out of Dolph. Blac Youngsta upped the ante by allegedly showing up in young Dolph's neighborhood in Memphis with several of his posse, who were heavily armed. Gotti commented on Youngsta's antics in an interview with Tim Westwood. "Lil homie on the team, so I'm going to always give him the proper advice that I believe I should give him from like a big brother standpoint or just being the homie standpoint," Gotti states in the clip. "My advice, I don't move like that. I'm going to always tell, not only him but any youngin', don't handle your business like this." Dolph sat down with the Breakfast Club to address his alleged ill will towards Gotti. "It ain't no issue," said Dolph when discussing the rumored rift. "It ain't no beef. It ain't no nothing. It's just a whole lot of misunderstandings and some stuff I don't respect." However, Dolph continued to refer to Gotti as lame throughout the interview. He recalled his first meeting with Gotti, where Gotti used collective music groups Zilla and Starlito to convince him to join CMG Records. Dolph has openly admitted that he has been a target of violence since his teenage years. "I've been targeted since I was 17, 18, 19, he stated in an interview with The Guardian. The rapper admitted that he did not grow up in the best surroundings, which caused him to turn to specific methods to make money. When asked how, he responded, "Hustling, you've been seeing it for so long that you start to partake in it. I clocked in when I was 12 and never clocked out." He further explained how his surroundings influenced him around that time. On the night of February 26th, Dolph was in Charlotte for Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association (CIA) tournament weekend. Before the game, his SUV was reportedly shot over 100 times at the intersection of 8th and North Caldwell Street near an apartment complex. Although it was reported that dozens of bullets were released to hit the SUV, a preach rapper could walk away unscathed. After surviving the deadly encounter, Dolph became the victim of another shooting in the same year, but this time in Hollywood, California. A man suspected of orchestrating a hit on late rapper Young Dolph has been arrested and hit with multiple murder charges in connection to the Memphis star's death. According to Fox 13 Memphis, Hernandez Govin, 43, has been charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The indictment was handed down by a grand jury on Thursday, November 10th, and comes nearly 1 year to the date Dolph, born Adolph Thornton Jr., was gunned down in Memphis while visiting a local cookie shop on November 17, 2021. Mr. Govin has been indicted and is in custody for being involved in the Young Dolph murderer, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy told reporters following the grand jury hearing. He played the role of the person who solicited the murder. Authorities believe that Govin began hatching the murder plot in July 2021, months prior to the actual hit on Dolph. He is also the father of late rap star Lotta Cash Desto, who was slain during a drive-by shooting in Houston in September. He previously posted a cryptic message on social media voicing his fear that his own transgressions played a part in her demise. It remains unclear whether Desto's murder and Govin's alleged involvement in Dolph's death are linked. The suspect's arrest comes several months after the alleged gunmen in the murder, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, were charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and additional firearms charges. Both Johnson and Smith have maintained their innocence and are scheduled to return to court to face trial on January 20th. Another suspect in Dolph's murder, 27-year-old Shondale Barnett, has been charged with accessory after the fact, but was mistakenly released from prison following he and Johnson's capture in Indiana in January. Barnett has yet to respond to a warrant for his arrest and remains at large. Yo Gotti shared ominous Instagram post hours before rapper Young Dolph was shot dead in Memphis. Police dismissed reports that the fine dining restaurant had been shot at following Dolph's death. Dolph was also reportedly in rap beef with Soulja Boy, who were at odds on social media over money and their careers. As fears of possible retaliation shootings spread, Memphis Police Department Chief Saralyn C.J. Davis issued an extraordinary advisory to city residents on Wednesday. "I was just standing out here just seeing this ***T. Moments later, police are seen urging onlookers to back up. The camera then zooms in on where the arm was seen hanging out the window, only to show authorities had moved it. I have never seen no S***T like this. Oh my god. They said that's Dolph, the person talking says before the video clip concludes. Speaking exclusively to The Sun, the anonymous witness said they heard approximately 50 gunshots while at the Shell gas station across the street. I was across the street right before the cops, and the news arrived, and screen recorded a live video of young Dolph's arm hanging out the window, the witness explained. Meanwhile, an airway-in worker, who wished not to be identified, exclusively told The Sun that they were cleaning rooms in a motel across the street from the crime scene when they heard the gun blasts. All I heard were gunshots. We were cleaning the rooms, and we locked ourselves inside, he said. Yo Gotti contacted FBI to round up 13 CMG members involved in this whole young Dolph situation. Rest in peace, Paper Route Frank.
So do you think that Yo Gotti contacting Makita's attorney for retaliation is gonna draw up a lot of issues?
I actually think that Makita's, like, especially dealing with Makita's Raven and her brother and her cousin, Jason, who, you feel me, Jason Hill, who got sent up. Like, I feel that everything gonna revolve right back around what happened because he got sent up 3 days later. And I really feel that Yo Gotti, the only reason he reaching out to the attorney is to basically do a walkthrough, to basically have everything in line so he can know what they're gonna present in court with the whole RICO, you know?
Yeah. Do you think Makita had worked with her father on this?
To be honest with you, I think that the father, they said that he pulled in a yes. Yes, I think she's gonna work with her father on this one because they have to protect the company that they took from Dolph.
Yeah. Do you think her father did this to help her and they were all, you know, conspiring together?
To be honest with you, yes, I really feel that they did it for like the trust fund because any little bit of money is good for them. You feel me?
Right, right. Do you think that the footage from the back of the bakery and the other, you know, area stores will come out soon and will show out a lot of different people that are involved?
Yeah, because I feel that it's gonna come out soon because for one reason. They said that throughout the whole young dog situation that they literally like, they had people waiting on the side, and if people look on Google Maps, they'll be able to see that it was a gate right on the side of Makita's right there that say, you feel me, no trespassing, but everybody who was involved, like the people who basically came through the back door with the key, they basically was waiting on the side, and then they walked through, you feel me, they walked through Makita's to go do that to Dolph, you feel me, they kind of blocked him in.
Yeah. Did Dolph have a lot of, was this the first time that, you know, this happened, or were there other attempts?
To be honest with you, it was, if I can recall, it was 2 more attempts before that. It was an attempt with 100 rounds, you feel me? Where he did a video with this, with I think T.I., and then a couple days later, his truck got, you feel me, 100 rounds. And they kept saying that, yo, Gotti following you. He got Blac Youngsta following you. So they didn't know that young Dolph was gonna even have a bulletproof cop, you feel me? They didn't know that everything was gonna be bulletproof.
Except himself. Yeah. Do you think that at that point he should have stepped his security up?
Yeah, I feel that he should have stepped his security up for the simple fact that if you really look at one thing, Yo Gotti contacted Makita's attorney and really wanted them to basically do a walkthrough and basically like lay everything on the table for what is in store for the RICO. And it's like CMG, they adding people to the list, but you gotta really look at one thing. Young Dolph, he didn't associate with them after he left the CMG camp.
Right.
He was dealing with them for a little while so he could get to a certain level, but then he fell back.
Yeah. Do you think that if it didn't happen now, it would have happened? It was just bound to happen in a matter of time.
Yeah, I think that it was bound to happen. Like sooner or later, it was like like, cause it was a few attempts on him, you feel me? It was one attempt when he was in Cali, he got hit up in the arm. You feel me? And then there was one attempt when he had Blac Youngsta follow Young Dolph. You feel me? When he had Blac Youngsta follow Young Dolph, they shot up the truck instantly, 100 rounds. You feel me? But they hit nothing because they didn't know it was a bulletproof truck.
Right. Do you think that him going to the coffee shop was something that he was thought to be a safe, a safe visit?
I feel that he trusted the wrong people. If he would have just basically not really went in and trusted them the way that he did, he could have gave them a little bit of trust and then kept it strictly business because he owned Makitas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that